Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live session. So, guys, we are going to be watching this video of Pastor Tunde Bakare, who has come out, to tell Wike that he doesn't own Nigeria. If you look at what has been happening in River State, many of these politicians decided to keep quiet. And this is why Nigeria is failing, because the APC, they don't like to come out to criticize whatever their party is doing that is wrong. Look at all what has been going on in River State. Many people decided to be quiet. And then look at all the buying of Nigerians happening in Plateau State, happening in Benue, happening in the Southeast, happening in so many places. How many APC leaders have you seen come out to call on the Tinubu's government to sit up? They hardly criticize the government of the day because they feel their party is supreme. Party supremacy is more important to Nigerian politicians because their political career is more than the lives of people. So I'm going to let you watch this video of what Pastor Tunde Bakare has got to say to Wike. Honestly, Wike must be weeping after watching this video, because at the time he was even saying, is his name Wike? Let me just allow you to take a look at this video and we'll come back to talk more.
Cabinet Minister by the name of Wike, is it Wike or Wike or Wike? Wike, Cabinet Minister, has more or less become a third-time state governor in River State, pampered by the indulgences of the president. Recent events have made it clear to Nigerians that at this assembly being placed in 2006, when the third-term agenda was proposed, our democracy would have since morphed into one of Africa's lamentable tales of sit-tight dictatorship. To the president of the Nigerian state, Senate, who has not heeded the call to subject himself to an unbiased investigation, to clear his name of the allegations leveled against him, and under whose leadership the National Assembly has become a carry-go legislature, hiding under the umbrella of technicalities and a dubious voice voting system. I leave you and your conscience with the words of Frederick Bessier, former deputy of the French National Assembly. He said, and I quote, "When plunder becomes a way of life for a group of men in a society, over the course of time, they create for themselves a legal system that authorizes it and a moral code that glorifies it." To the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, under whose brand of politics the institution of legislative oversight is collapsing and our democracy is faced with an existential threat, I say, Mr. President, Nigeria is too delicate for this kind of politics. If this state capture was what you meant by a miracle, it is an anticlimax that can only be counterproductive at the end. I urge you, Mr. President, to think deeply and reflect on these words. No man is wise enough, nor good enough to be trusted with unlimited power. Mr. President, please stop playing God. Four years ago, on Sunday, April 4, 2021, in a speech titled "The Conspicuous Handwriting on the Wall," I warned the President Muhammadu Buhari-led government about the dangers of the second-term curse. The second-term curse is a pattern of presidents being less successful in their second term. Citing the Wall Street Journal, I pointed out that political analysts have identified hubris as the cause of this pattern. This was one of the moments I took a strong public stance against the policy positions and governance outcomes in the previous administration, despite my access to the president. I did it because I did not want that government to fail. Much as I disagree with the politics of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I'm speaking up today because, again, I do not want the president to fail. It is not in the interest of any Nigerian, let alone the Nigerians whose survival hangs in the balance for President Tinubu to fail. Whether we like it or not, this administration holds the reins of our economy, and we cannot allow them to flush down the drain. From its approach to governance, right from its first day in office, the current administration, though in its first term, seems to have drifted in the sea of hubris. In the process, steering the politics adrift and struggling to stabilize it. Since justice, equity, and good governance are the foundations for national prosperity, and because injustice can frustrate any economic agenda, it's time for this government to embrace humility and govern with justice and fairness before it is too late. God forbid we should, as we did to the House of Commons in 1935. When the situation was manageable, it was neglected. And now that it's thoroughly out of hand, too late, the remedies which then might have effected a cure. There is nothing new in this story. Want of foresight, unwillingness to act when action will be simple and effective, lack of clear thinking, confusion of counsel until the emergency comes, until self-preservation strikes is bearing dawn. These are the features which constitute the endless repetition of history. It is for this reason that I'm compelled to present the truth about and a pathway out of Nigeria's economic dire straits. I'm now proceeding to the economic challenge before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As we may recall, the renewed hope upon which the President rode to power began to dwindle from day one, with the mishandling of such sensitive transactions as the fuel subsidy and exchange rate regimes, and even the coup in Niger. Within a year and a half of this administration, the implementation of the otherwise audacious economic policies triggered an avalanche of economic hardships for the Nigerian people. It led to excruciating food inflation, with over 1 million additional Nigerians thrown into severe food insecurity. It further led to an over 430% increase in fuel price as of October 2024. At the same time, Nigeria experienced the highest ever rate of currency depreciation and the lowest foreign direct investment record, going by data traced back to 2013, even as multinationals began to exit the country. To capture in data the despondency experienced by Nigerians as a result of the reforms, my attention was drawn to the misery index, which is the sum of unemployment and inflation rates. According to the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, NESG, one of the world's highest misery indexes, with many Nigerians experiencing a cost of living crisis and weak purchasing power due to rising inflation. Furthermore, a July 2024 report by the Financial Times described the conundrum in these words. In the nearly 15 months since Bola Tinubu became president, he has forced his 220 million fellow Nigerians to swallow some bitter medicine. He removed the general fuel subsidy, one of the few benefits citizens receive from their inefficient and corrupt state. He allowed the country currency, the naira, to enter free fall, fueling imported inflation and triggering the worst cost of living crisis in a generation. These measures have pushed tens of millions of already impoverished people deeper into misery. The stampede deaths in several cities at the end of 2024 were the most horrific climax to the economic hardships experienced by Nigerians. A heartbreaking report of parents throwing their children over a fence in Ibadan to ensure access to charity food distribution, leading to the death of over 35 children, were tragically almost reminiscent of the biblical famine in Samaria, during which parents resorted to eating their own children for survival.
So, guys, you have heard it for yourself. I love it that Pastor Tunde Bakare, took it upon himself to come out to air his view, unlike what we've seen among other politicians. Honestly, the country is sliding and is sliding badly. The worst part is that Tinubu is not in Nigeria. We were told he was in France. We were later told he has moved from France to the UK. And we were also told that he refused to hand over to Shetima. So you can imagine the vacuum, leadership vacuum that has been created in Nigeria, despite all that is happening. The indices are shocking. Unemployment, inflation, look at the killing. Companies are leaving Nigeria instead of companies coming to Nigeria. Somebody made a video on Twitter questioning Tinubu, who told Nigerians that he has received so many billions from investors. They are now asking, where is the money? Don't forget that the World Bank has equally approved another fresh loan to Nigerians. Tinubu said he wants to use it for poverty alleviation. Nigerians are asking, where are all the ones he borrowed? If you listen to Ndume recently, Ndume came out to say, he began to list out some of the loans collected by this government. They don't know where the money has gone to. This is a senator, a sitting senator, calling out Tinubu that all the loans, he was even calling out the names, the tax attached to these loans, that they don't know where the money is. And the worst part is that some of these loans were approved by the National Assembly, the Senate, behind doors, as in outside the Senate floor, because many of them said they didn't see it on the Senate floor. So who approved them? Was it Akpabio? What is happening in Nigeria? So, guys, this country is really sliding. This country is really sliding. So we'll be coming back to this political news, but I have Mr. Benga here, who has always been talking to us about economy in Nigeria and how you can survive during these hard times in Nigeria. And I'm going to be bringing him in here to talk to us on how we can survive the current situation in Nigeria. Like, you can see that all is not well in this country. I mean, all is not well. You cannot just stay in Nigeria and you think that you are going to survive in Nigeria without you taking some real steps. Last time he was here, he talked to us about how to make money in the real estate industry without without you struggling. I mean, that is what Nigerians want at this time. Don't depend on Tinubu for your life, Don't depend on Tinubu. Don't depend on this government. If you are waiting for them to give you a job, you are waiting for them to help you, you are waiting for some graduates will graduate, they are waiting for Tinubu to give them job. They can't give you job. They cannot give you job, and that is why we are bringing this content for you, so that you will know how you can invest in Nigeria, at such a time when the Trump's administration is coming up with all this tariff and all that. It's already affecting Nigeria because oil prices are down. I mean, oil prices are down, and it will get to a time that this government will not be able to pay salaries, and that won't be good for us because oil prices are already sliding. The Fulani headsmen are making farmers not to go to the bushes to go and farm. And you know what that means for us Nigerians? It's really going to be hell in Nigeria. Now, how do you survive all this? How do you survive this kind of government? How do you survive this kind of Nigeria? These are some of the things we want to talk about, how you can start making money in Nigeria without you stressing out and without you worrying. As in, you can beat the Tinubu's government, you can beat the current administration, you can beat the APC, because since the APC came to Nigeria, it has been one story or the other, which is not what we want as Nigerians, But I think at this time around, you have to just know different strategies that you can use as a Nigerian to survive this administration of Tinubu. So Mr. Benga is here and he's going to be talking to us on how you can make money, how you can make money in Nigeria without you sweating, how you can become a millionaire. You don't want to just sit down and watch the Tinubu's government, or you are waiting for the 70,000 minimum wage. They are going to be paying you. You are a graduate. You can start from scratch, as in you can start from scratch, and there are a lot of opportunities. So I want Mr. Benga to take us on this, how one can go through this route and become successful in Nigeria. It won't take much of your time because we are coming back to the political news. I have some things on Twitter that I want us to react to. But before then, let's take this, and so that you get to know what you can start doing. Mr. Benga, like you know, he's a real estate expert in Nigeria who has been in this business for decades, and he has been doing well. He currently runs so many projects that Nigerians can tap into, but that's not what we are talking now. We want him to tell us how Nigerians can take advantage of what is available in Nigeria, that it's not affected by the Tinubu's government. No matter who is in Aso Rock, you can do some businesses that the government policy does not really affect. So Mr. Benga, over to you. Let's hear what you've got to tell us. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Ifeoma. Thank you. Always a pleasure to be on your show, to be on your program. And a good day to all of your audience and your listeners. Thank you for always joining us. It's a pleasure to be here. So to get the ball rolling, now, Nigeria is really a blessed country. Nigeria is, in fact, you can almost say Nigeria is over-blessed. Do you know since when they have been looting the Nigerian treasury? For over decades. Before the Abacha regime, the Babangida regime, and all others, we hear that they've looted billions and billions and billions of dollars, not naira, but Nigeria is still standing strong. It tells you that Nigeria has great potential, and by the grace of God, no matter how our leadership is, Nigeria will continue to thrive. Nigeria will continue to thrive, Nigeria will continue to progress, Nigeria will continue to move forward. Now, the question is for your audience, how are you positioning yourself to tap into the vast wealth and resources in this country? Because government will come, government will go. The question for you is, how are you securing your own economy in this country? How are you securing the economy in this country? That's what we are here to discuss. Now, no matter how, whether it's in Nigeria, Africa, in Europe, in America, no matter how bad things are, people always have to eat. No matter how terrible or tough the economy is, people have to live somewhere. No matter how harsh everything is, people have to put clothing on their body. So these are necessities of life that will always bring in income and profit. Now, we're going to be talking about the real estate sector, because from time immemorial, even the Bible says it, that as long as the earth remains, we'll always do business, we'll always eat, we'll always wear things, we'll always live somewhere. So you need to position yourself. That is a critical factor. That is a critical factor. And we're going to be talking about, throughout the course of our interaction, we'll be talking about different strategies of how your audience can take advantage of lucrative areas in the real estate sector. We're going to be talking about the shortlet. As at of 2024, before even coming into 2025, the shortlet apartment industry had gone up to about 300 billion naira. And we are not even, as I said earlier in one of our sessions, we're not even scratching the surface yet. The shortlet apartment at almost 300 billion, and still look at all the numerous problems we have with our country. So now imagine, by the grace of God, when our politics gets better, when our leadership begins to get things right, do you know that this value is going to exponentially increase? But when that happens, where will you be? That's the question. Would you be saying, oh, I wish I had bought properties and position myself before now. Because the best way to profit in any business is right timing. I know we don't have much time, but I'm going to rush through this quickly. The best way to profit in any business is right timing and right positioning. You need to know where people are going, where development is heading, where even the government policies is heading towards. Our focal point will be Lagos. Now, in the past, now the thing with the Nigerian government is that Nigerian government might be slow. Nigerian government might be slow, but eventually they begin to move forward. I'll give you a couple of examples. We have the Dangote refinery. We have been speaking about the Dangote refinery for over 10 years. But I'll tell you today, if not for the Dangote refinery, we would have still been buying petrol for over 1,000 naira. Today it's now, yeah, it actually got to 1,000, but now it's now falling to about 800, 900. It tells you that there's progress in the horizon. We also have the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road along the Lekki Epe axis. That's also informing you that give and take in the next couple of years, the entire Lagos and Western corridor is going to be one that's going to bring in a lot of juicy returns in the real estate industry. So these strategies help you to make sure that your money can work for you. Because it's one thing for you to work hard for your money. It's also another thing to position your money to be able to work hard for you.
Okay, I want to just
yes.
quickly chip in a question. Like,
okay,
for somebody who is seeing this show for his or her first time, and we are telling you that there is an easy way for you to make money. Like, you've already told us that Lagos is hot cake. It's not as if what you are saying cannot be done in other states, but Lagos, like we know, attracts so many people, and it's a very good place to start with. How can somebody start this journey? We are talking about journey of real estate, investing in shortlets. Shortlets are like house, not even houses, apartments you can pay for, and you list them online, like on platforms like Airbnb and other similar platforms, and people will rent it. They will rent it, and every month you are getting your money. Gone are the days when you buy houses in Lagos and you lock them up and you travel to the US, travel to Europe,
exactly,
and you stay there all your life, and your house will be there just getting cobwebs. No, you buy a house now, you can rent it out, and then you are monitoring it.
Exactly.
So can you just break it down for a layman to understand the process to like start from nowhere to somewhere in this journey?
Thank you. All right. So, as I said, a very, very important factor, positioning is key. Now, you don't have to have all the millions at once to get into getting good returns from the shortlet industry. I'll give you an example. Hotels now in Lagos will charge you not from about 50,000 to over 400,000. And that's also the sort of range you get with a shortlet apartment. Now, imagine if you have a property in Lagos that is able to give you, let's say, 50,000 naira per day for a minimum of, say, 100 to 200 days. Okay, so 50,000 naira per day for 100 days will give you, if my math is correct, over 5 million. Or let me quickly do my proper math. I want to be double sure of that. So what the shortlet industry does for you is that it multiplies your money easily, and then you can make this money by yourself if you have enough time, or you can give it to a shortlet property management companies that would have the time and the expertise to market and to push the brand of your property. So what happens is that for any newbie into the shortlet industry, you need to think of, number one, your budget, and there are ways to help you with your budget. You might not have all the 100 million right now, you might not have all the 200 million right now. So that's part of what we'll be discussing with you, of how you can make use of your 5 million, your 10 million, and still enter into the game to get good return. So, as I said, if you don't have the time to manage these things by yourself, number one, there are many platforms that you can put your property on. Airbnb, shortlet.com, Fiverr, different platforms. But if you don't even have the time for it, there are management companies, shortlet management companies that we work closely with that can help you manage your property and you still get this return. So, and then you're looking at a return of from 20 million and upwards on your property. So, but as you said, for a newbie that's entering into it, how can they start? Now, because the shortlet market has really advanced and it is moving on a very fast pace, the minimum you can get any property in a good choice area will be from about 150 million naira. But the question is, how many people can cover that money immediately? So what we do in city buildings is that we have a development project going on where you don't have to put down all the money at once. You can stagger the payment within 6 months to 12 months and paying 10 million naira initial deposit and then spreading the remaining balance within your own convenience. And within 12 months, you have your property, and we can structure a way where either you want to manage it or we give it out to short-term management companies and you begin to get returns. Because putting your money into savings accounts or into treasury bills or into even the stock market will not give speed to your profitability. So real estate is a very lucrative vehicle to help you maximize your money and grow your funds with speed. So that's one way that you can get into the property market, through shortlets, through placing them on Airbnb, through placing them on shortlet.com and other platforms. So we truly encourage you. You might not have all the money immediately, but you can start where you are. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that clear explanation. So guys, you've heard what he said. If you are looking for an opportunity to start earning fast, because myself, I love stocks, I love ETFs, I love all those, ways of making money, but it takes time. Like if you are 40 years and above now, even if you are a young Gen Z, or you are 40 plus, I don't really think you go and start buying stocks now, because stock is something you look at for a long time, a very long time before you start yielding. But what we are discussing here is how people can survive in Nigeria and turn their little money to becoming millionaire. Even if you are not living in Nigeria, you are living abroad, you've got money to invest. He's saying, just give us 10 million naira. And even this 10 million naira, you may not even pay it at once. You may have 2 million naira and it's okay. I'm going to pay this to 2 million for some time, because 10 million naira is for you to subscribe to this project he's talking about. When you subscribe, you become a subscriber, then you are going to be paying instrumentally within the space of 12 months.
That's correct.
You have your project and it comes with a C of O. You can now start making money, as in you put it on shortlets. In case you don't know, there was this dirty December experience that Lagos had last December. Actually, that was what caught my attention, The dirty December, we're told how many billion. What's that figure again that came into Lagos State just via
about 300, almost 300 billion naira.
Can you imagine that? That was just for last year. Despite the fact that people were like, oh, people didn't come home, people didn't travel and all that, but Lagos could generate that money just from dirty December. All the shortlets were booked. People were looking for where to pay, to sleep, because people came from different places, but they couldn't, So that opened the eyes of many people now to go into this shortlets hiring. So if you have a house in Lagos and you are living abroad, please look for somebody to start managing that house for you. Look for a firm that can be putting people, making sure people are booking it. You are going to be in control. You are going to have all the documents. You are going to use technology to make sure it's secured. If you don't want the company to keep managing it, you can manage it on your own. You mustn't give it to somebody to manage. We are living in the 21st century, and with technology, all these things are easy. So what he's trying to say in essence is real estate is something that can give you quick money in a lazy man style, because once you pay this money instrumentally, you complete it, the project becomes yours. You start making money immediately. Once you furnish there, you list it on Airbnb or other platforms similar to Airbnb, you start making money immediately. And I think this is something everybody should think about. It does not have to do with the government. You know, when you are investing on stock market, the interest rates and all those things can fluctuate and begin to affect your income. When you are going for bonds and all this, the government can just bring one policy up and it will just crash all that you are. See what is happening in the United States. Just one decision of Trump to, start this trade war. The economy of the United States has lost trillions upon trillions, as in everything has crashed. The middle class people, all the money they've saved in their what do they even call it? Is it there's this term they use for all this.
401k. 401k.
Super. All the money people have taken time to save and all that, and all the investments, before this time, it was stock market, invest, S&P 500, invest in this. But now with Trump policy, just one policy of Trump to start trade war, it has crashed everything. And some of the amendments he's making is not even helping. The stocks keeps crashing. So you can imagine in the United States, I've seen people who say, don't go for stocks, just stick to real estate. So those who went for stocks, they are now losing out. It's not as if it's not a good way to make investment, but I'm trying to say that there are policies of government that will come like this. All your wins will just sink. But in the real estate, the house is yours, and it's not the olden way of owning a house that you put tenants, they will mess up your house, a house you newly built. You put tenants, they will stay there in the next 5 years. It has become an old house. No. With this model of making money, your house will always be neat because you have cleaners that are cleaning it. People are booking it. You give them condition. Nobody can step beyond the boundary. You can't spoil anything and go free. There are a whole lot of ways to checkmate what is going to be happening there. I tell you, it's an easy way to cash out. You can get money paid in dollars. You can get money paid in Naira. And I think this is really a very good way to make money. So, Mr. Gbenga, I don't know if there are other things you want to add. Like you were talking about technology, how technology can help people so that if they're in the US, they have full control over the apartment, so that nobody will tell you, oh, we didn't know when this person. You have full control. Or you are in Europe, you are there, you are monitoring your house, you can lock it, you can open it, you can allow somebody to come in, you can lock somebody out. You are fully in charge. That's one thing technology.
Exactly.
Please, can you speak more to that?
Exactly. So we're in the age of technological advancement. So even if you have a property and you've given it to a short-term management company, you can still have like an oversight role where you are monitoring what is going on. You might not be actively engaged because you have your own business and work you're doing in the abroad, but you can have an idea on what is going on. You can know who is entering it into your property. There are access control technology. There's CCTV technology. There's fingerprint, there's biometric, so you can know who is coming into your property. You can even know the identity and personality of those coming into your property, and you can see how the occupancy is growing. So you can monitor. If you have enough time, you can engage by yourself, but if not, you can just have an oversight function with various technological tools that we're going to be sharing much later on. And then to buttress it, the property we have currently ongoing is going for 75 billion because it's still in its developmental stage. By the time it gets into phase 2, that property will be selling for 88 billion in June by the grace of God. Just to chip that in. Thank you.
Wow. So guys, you have heard it. There is a property at hand that they are working on. If you are interested, you are going to reach out to him. I'm going to put here in the link his email address. You can directly write to him. And I'm also going to give you guys a WhatsApp number that you can reach out to him. Mr. Gbenga is somebody you can trust, that I can vouch for. You don't have to have fear for your money. If you are looking for somebody you can trust and work together, as in, like the Igbo people will say that uzo mama agai uborabo, something like that. As in, if you try something for the first time and it's good, you want to try it out the second time. So he's somebody you can really rely on in this real estate business. If you already have a property and you need some information on how to run it and all that, or you are having issues, he can equally help you with all those information. So he is here to guide us in this journey. Just feel free to reach out to him. I've added a number and an email address here, so you can always reach out to him. The phone number is there and the email address is there. Write to him if you are interested in this real estate business. He is going to make sure you get your C of O and the property automatically becomes yours.
Yes.
If you try his hand the first time, you see how smooth it goes. Through him, you can get more properties in Nigeria. And it's so easy. The easiest way is once you secure a property, that has automatically opened the way for you to get a second property. Because with whatever you are going to be earning from that property, it can automatically secure another property for you. So this is really a very easy thing that many Nigerians can just take advantage of, you know. And when you are coming to Nigeria or you have siblings that are visiting Nigeria, they will stop over in Lagos. You don't need to start running around. Just tell them you have an Airbnb or a shortlet in Nigeria, and they will stay there and pay you your money, you know. If you are coming to Nigeria, you already have a secured place to stay. If you have people visiting Nigeria or people back home that are maybe from the East, they are coming to Lagos, they already have there are so many opportunities that, you know, that comes with real estate of today, not the olden way of doing the business of real estate. I mean, this thing is so fantastic that to me, it's like, oh my God, this is a game changer. This is a game changer. And like he has said, you can be paying gradually. For somebody who is living abroad, you have some few thousands in your account in dollar or in pounds or in euros. Change it, pay instrumentally to be a subscriber. Once you subscribe, they will confirm your subscription and send you, like, let me say, like a certificate that confirms that you are now a member of this family. And from there, you start paying instrumentally. And like he has told us, within the space of 6 months that you finish paying to 12 months, your house is already listed and you start making money from there. And like I've told you guys, from there, you can start thinking of the next property. This is how you automatically become a millionaire without any waste of time. So, Mr. Gbenga, thank you very much. You have really broken it down for a layman to understand that with technology, your house is not going to go missing. You are in charge. Wherever you are in charge. And you are going to be working with a company that will help you in managing it. But if you feel you have the time, like you are not a busy person, you can manage it on your own and you can manage it from wherever you are. You can list it on the platforms. You know who is coming to list it. You know who is going to be there at any time. If you say no to somebody, it's no. If you say yes, you are welcome, you are welcome. So you are totally in charge. So I think for me, it's really a game changer. And that is why I feel this information should also get to my audience. Sometimes it's not all about news, because there's no good news coming from Nigeria. When you look at the arena, or what is happening. Nothing good. You see how much Tinubu has borrowed recently. The World Bank keep approving. It will get to a point when you will be told that Nigeria has been sold. I mean, Nigeria has been, because they keep approving these loans, and they will collect this loan, nothing to show for it. Can you imagine that? Nothing. So don't depend on the government. If you even have younger ones back home who are still in school, teach them not to depend on, oh, let me finish and look for a job. Which job? Which job? With the Trump's government, Trump is going to be there for the next 4 years, and he said that America is going to be producing oil in surplus. That means the Nigerian oil is going to be dumped, and you see oil prices have started falling. That means that it will get to a point that the Tinubu's government will be struggling with paying salaries. We are not even talking about servicing debt. You know that we use almost 90% of our revenue in servicing debt. So you can imagine when oil prices now collapses, like it has already started falling. It should give every Nigerian worry, as in everybody should be worrying about what is coming on Nigeria. And then you look at the leadership that we have on ground. Now, Tinubu is not around, and everything is just like going the other way. Nothing is happening in terms of leadership. So it is in your hand to change your fortune, to change your life and the lives of those around you. And that's why I think this program is really meant to empower all those who watch my program, just for you to know that there is another gold in Nigeria that you can start digging into, tapping into. So, guys, that is it. And Mr. Benga, I want to say a very big thank you. I don't know if there's any other thing you want to add to what we've talked about.
Yes. Finally, we just want to say there's hope for Nigeria. Nigeria is going to get better, but your economy is in your hand, and how you play your card now is what you will reap later on. Thank you.
Thank you. So, guys, the number is here. Like you can see, I've added it. Let me just showcase this number. I hope, I'm going to show it here. You can see the number on the screen. You can copy it down. You can ask him questions. The email is equally there. Ask him questions and get to know him. And if you want to really go into real estate, please don't give your money to people that will run away with your money. That's one thing I advise people. I cannot bring someone here that I know is going to dupe you. No, I know who I brought on the platform, and it's somebody I can vouch for. So you can reach out to him, discuss with him. Even if you have a land and you don't know how to go about it, he has always said here, if you have any question, that you should give him the question, as in bring your questions to him. He's going to answer. If there's any question that has to do with real estate, feel free to get to Mr. Benga. The phone number is on the screen and the email address is equally there. Ask him your question. Tap into the opportunities we have back home. Why it is even different is when you are investing back home, you don't need all those, like in the Western world, they want to know your taxes, how much you paid in taxes, how much is your income, how much is your... No. This one, if you have saved money already, you can just start paying gradually, and you are going to own your house and own it with a C of O. So you don't have to pass the rigorous process of going to look for C of O. And also, he said, after you finish your payment, the entire payment is 75 million. After paying that money, you are not going to pay extra dime. The apartment, the duplex, becomes automatically yours. The question I want to ask finally is, can you just give a little description of how the duplex is going to look like? How many rooms up, how many rooms down, and all that?
Yes, so it's a duplex. So you have your ground floor and your first floor. On the ground floor, you have your spacious living room. You have your kitchen. You have a guest room downstairs. Then upstairs, you have also a very spacious master's bedroom and 2 other rooms for the children and for other guests. So basically, it's sort of like a 4-bedroom duplex. And it's situated within an estate. It's our property is an estate within a bigger estate, and it has a mall. It has a children's play area. It has a swimming pool area, and it's really nice. It's close to the ShopRite. It's close. It has proximity to the new international airport, to the free trade zone, to the Dangote refinery, and as I said, to the ShopRite mall.
Okay, thank you. I think it's clear to our viewers. It's well explained. So, guys, if it's something you are interested in, you can reach out to Mr. Benga and discuss further with him. But I think this is really a game changer. If you are thinking of any business in Nigeria, don't come and say, I have a partner, I want to start a business. The policies in Nigeria now, I don't think if there's any other business that can survive what is happening in Nigeria outside of real estate. I must be sincere with you because the policies are changing, you know. Today they tell you this, tomorrow they tell you that, and it's affecting. Don't forget that recently we talked about 7.2 million businesses that have shut down within the space of 2023 to 2024. That's under the Tinubu's government. We don't even want to go into multinational companies that have left Nigeria because the environment is no longer suitable for them. So a whole lot is happening. This is one of the opportunities you can really take advantage of and make something out of it. So guys, we are going to stop here. Mr. Gwenga, thank you so much for coming
Thank
today
you.
and
Thank you.
sharing this information with us. Next Sunday, he's also going to be here. So if you have any question ahead of Sunday, just get them prepared and he's going to answer all. So thank you very much as we move back to our political news, just to give you guys some of the trending headlines on Twitter. I'm going to be sharing my screen just for you to see all what is happening in Nigerian politics today because it's really so sad. You must have watched the video of Miss or Pastor Bakare, you know, bashing out at Tinubu and Wike. These people, they are really so heartless, yeah? They are really, really so heartless, you know, because with all what Nigeria is going through, you know, what even concerns Tinubu the most is 2027. I mean, 2027 is what is bothering these people, not what is bothering Nigerians. It's just what is bothering them. And it's really so sad that we are where we are today, honestly. So a whole lot is happening in this country, but by God's grace, we are going to overcome them. So I'm trying to share my Twitter screen with you guys so that you'll be able to see all what is happening in Nigeria today. I don't know if you can see my screen because I'm not really seeing it from here. I'll try to do that again. So what I'm just trying to say in essence is that there is really fire on the mountain because the president, like you know, is currently not even in Nigeria. You know, he's not in Nigeria, and it's really so sad that upon all the buying of Nigerians and all what has been going on in this country, it's none of their business, you know. It's none of their business. It does not concern them what Nigerians are going through, and that is why you see them, you see leadership, you know, lacking in Nigeria. Now, this person tweeted this tweet and he's saying that the airport in Enugu has been sold. I don't really know. I saw this news today, but although I've not really researched to know how true this is, but if this is the case, then it's really so sad. You know, Tinubu reportedly sell Enugu Airport to his cronies for 80 years, while the sale of the only international airport in the southeast. This is just the beginning. You know, I told you guys that with the Trump's administration, it's going to be very tough for Nigeria because oil prices are crashing. Oil price is not what it used to be again, and we are going to see more of that. So if that happens, just know that it's going to be hot in Nigeria because these people, all what Tinubu's government knows is borrow, 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 borrow. Whether he has a means of paying back, he doesn't care to know. Now, this is Bishop Coker speaking. You know, last time when he said Nigerians should be patient, so Nigerians bash out at him because Tinubu gave him an appointment. And you know who Tinubu is. He can buy anybody over. So this time around, I think he's very cautious in what he's saying. He's saying Nigeria becoming a mortuary, becoming mortuary. Save us from this cross of evil. Bishop Coker begs. Now he's begging. But if it's before, Bishop Coker will blast Tinubu. This one is not begging. Why will you be begging? Anyway, he's also trying to protect, the job opportunity Tinubu has given him. Tinubu has succeeded in buying over so many critics of his, and that is one thing with Tinubu. In politics, he knows how to woo people. He knows he doesn't have anything to offer Nigerians, but the only thing is he's going to succeed in buying over people. Like, if you may have heard that the Delta State governor, I think he's moving to the APC, or if he has even moved. And I heard there is this rumor that the one of Akwa Ibom is going to move, Enugu is going to move, and also I think there's another governor like that people are speculating that they're about to move to the APC. So what Tinubu cannot do does not exist, honestly. He's ready to
My
buy
own
everything.
friends are calling me traitor now. People are calling me, they're sending me messages. She said, Talks, why don't you want this merger? I think you're already working for Tinubu now. Can you imagine? Now I find out the reason they're saying that.
Are you working for the president?
I am working for the PDP, obviously. I know the president very well, and it's a man of ill repute. I can never work for him. He doesn't deserve it. Nigeria doesn't deserve a terrible.
So, in case you didn't hear what he said, I can never work for President Tinubu. He is a man of ill repute. Nigeria doesn't deserve a terrible president like Tinubu. This man there, oh my God, he always comes out very hot. He said he can never work for Tinubu, that Nigeria does not deserve a terrible president like Tinubu. Okay, this is the governor of Nasarawa State, begging Nigerians to be patient. Nigerians must be patient. Support Tinubu to complete 8 years. Whether we are buying or not, these governors, with all the security votes, Tinubu is very strategic. He's giving governors more money now, Governors are getting more money. Tell me what they are doing with it in their various states. How many states have you seen, improving in terms of projects? If not for Abia State is the only state in Nigeria where their citizens or their indigenes are seeing what their money is doing for them. Outside Alex Oti, none of these governors is working for the people. See, this one now is begging Nigerians just for Tinubu to complete 8 years, whether we are dying of hunger. It does not concern him. That's to tell you how disconnected are these people from the Nigerian people. I just want, okay, this person reacted to him. Same broken record all over again. And he posted this, be patient with Buhari. This was what they told us. APC has destroyed this country. And this other person said he has not even completed 4 years. And we are already looking for 8 years. Is the situation of Nigeria okay to you now? He's asking that governor. Now, let's take more reactions. This person says, sufferness, no the tire owner. Be patient, be patient. Every day, people are dying left, right, and center. The government is not showing any sign of improvement. They are telling us to be patient. And this person says, Chineke, Bokwagi, oh my God. So guys, sometimes I love to take all these reactions. Why do I feel Governor Sule is just saying this to protect his head from the monster? That is it. Have you watched the video of Audio Zokalo telling the Southeast that they must vote for Tinubu? All these politicians are trying to protect themselves from the anger of Tinubu. Just fear. The fear for Tinubu is pushing Nigerian politicians. When you see them come out to make this statement, they want to spare their heads, because Tinubu is ready to go against anybody that stands on his way. Now he says, why do I feel Governor Sule is just saying this to protect his head from this monster? If he does not say it now, they will come for him sooner rather than later, as Borno, Plateau, and Rivers. Yes, there's also a rumor that the Rivers State governor might move. That is what they have been pushing him to do, which he didn't want to do, but possibly they might want to force him. Now that they've removed him, the only condition they can give him now is for him to join the APC. And this person is saying that telling Nigerians to be patient while they endure hunger, insecurity, economic hardship, just so someone can complete 8 years in office. It's not leadership. Accountability isn't time by tenure. It's earned through results. Please tell them, tell them, please, someone should help me tell this man to order sense from Temu, and I promise to pay for it. He says if you go and buy sense on Temu platform, that is going to pay for it. And this other one says Sule will definitely not buy well. His buying will be slow and gruesome by the gods. Why this early endorsement? What's happening? So, guys, let's stop it at this point, because you see, these are all comments. These are all comments that I don't really want us to start taking, because it's going to take more of our time. But this one say patience amidst hunger, hardship, and escalating insecurity with death of about 100 citizens weekly. That's an abysmal failure that should not be allowed to repeat itself. So a whole lot we won't be able to see. These are all comments that we can't really start taking. But I tell you, these APC people, they get hurt. They are coming to tell Nigerians to be patient with Tinubu and vote for Tinubu for another 4 years. Tinubu has not even reached 2 years. So sure, you know, his 2 years will be, is it in May or what? Tinubu never even complete 2 years. APC is already talking about 8 years. Hey, another 6 years of, fire on the mountain. Can you imagine? These people don't have respect for the Nigerian people. They are just telling the world that it's not even by election. It's just about, let him complete. It's his turn. Can you imagine? In a world of today, in a world of today. So let's take a look at more tweets. This person tweeted and said, Tinubu has reduced debt to IMF from 3.26, let's call it 3 billion to 800 billion. So he's like saying the opposite of it. Instead of Tinubu has reduced debt, Tinubu has increased debt from $3 billion to 800 Nigerians. 800, okay, this million that he wrote. Anyway, I don't understand what he's trying to say, because we know that our debt has increased, not even decreased. Not even decreased. This is Abaribe speaking. You are very willing to negotiate with Fulani headsmen, bandits, and Boko Haram terrorists, but you branded Igbo youths and IPOB terrorists and vow never to talk to them, Senator Abaribe. So this is a video an interview before now. It's not a new interview, but Nigerians are posting all these because of
you're very willing to
the demand of the military for the Igbos to join military. So, and you have seen many Boko Haram members being granted pardon. You must have seen it in the news that recently, I think about 300 and something Boko Haram members, 390 were granted pardon. Nigerians are wondering how far. In short, there's this video I'm going to play that you are going to watch here. There's this sniper, a military man. He said he has resigned. He said he's a very good sniper. If he aims at these Boko Haram terrorists, he must get them. Do you know what? He said a fellow military man shot him, shoot gun at him, warn him not to be killing Boko Haram members. So you can see that we have military men who are sympathizers of Boko Haram people in the military. You can imagine. Anyway, when we get to that video, you are going to watch it. These are some of the reactions coming from the Northerners for, against those who are condemning Very Dark Man. The Very Dark Man reacted to the Sultan's message, and many Northerners started saying Very Dark Man must apologize. If he doesn't apologize, they even gave him 48 hours, or is it 28 hours to apologize? So other Northerners are now coming out to support the Very Dark Man. I'm not going to be playing all this just to maximize our time. There's a particular video I want you guys to watch where this military man is talking about, what happened to him in the military. This is Tinubu sleeping with wine in front of him and a glass for him to drink, but he doesn't even know he has the wine in front of him. Also, Nigerians have been calling out, what's his name again? Yakubu Gowon, for keeping quiet. He can't speak despite the continuous slaughter of his people. So he has not said anything, and people are wondering why. People are wondering why. And it's not really good, It's not really good for this country. So these are the governors that is being speculated that they are going to be leaving PDP for APC. This Delta State, this Akwa Ibom, this Enugu, and this is Rivers. So I don't know, but I think sometimes when you see all this news, they turn out to be true, They turn out to be true. This means, according to credible sources, above 4 governors from the PDP are considering defecting to APC in support of Bola Tinubu's bid for a second term. Tinubu is ready to buy anybody over. See, if it's that one, Tinubu has it as Tinubu has first class in buying people over. I don't know what he uses to woo them, but he's ready to pay anything. Tinubu wants to force himself again. Now, somebody told me that Sheyi Tinubu wants to become governor. And once Tinubu says Sheyi Tinubu in Lagos, it's going to be Sheyi Tinubu in Lagos. So he wants to come second term. Sheyi Tinubu will be governor. And if he's leaving, it's going to be another negotiation. Anybody Tinubu is going to hand over in the north, they are going to negotiate like what he negotiated with Buhari, so that Sheyi Tinubu will take over the next southern presidency. So that Sheyi Tinubu... So you find out that the whole system has been hacked. They've captured the system in Nigeria, and you as an individual, you can do nothing about it. Honestly, you can do nothing. Now, this is the video I want you guys to watch about. Sorry, I think, okay. Now, I'm going to read this first before you watch the video. This one says, there was no pay, no morale from the Nigerian army, no means of communication to my family, so they could not know I was alive. I was shot by a fellow soldier and barely survived because I was spying many Boko Haram terrorists. 2 of my friends were also shot to the point of they died for killing. These times are not good for YouTube. 2 of my friends were also shot dead for buying Boko Haram terrorists. I had to resign. Ex-military or ex-Nigerian army sniper narrate. So I'm going to allow you to watch the video, Just watch it and hear what a military man is saying, how he resigned from the Nigerian military because his life was at risk. Just take a look.
I'm an ex-soldier, Sandra.
Oh,
so
good.
it's just the Nigerian soldiers,
Yeah.
Sandra.
Yeah.
I was in the battalion.
Okay.
And we were fighting Boko Haram, Sandra.
Okay.
We went to war.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a left-handed person.
Okay.
So I'm a sniper. I was one of the best sniper.
Okay.
So I was shooting, no morale, nothing, no pay, no means of communication to my family. My father thought I was dead.
Oh.
I was fighting, I was shooting. One of our soldiers shot me, Sandra, on my ribs.
Oh my
Sandra.
God.
Shot me on my ribs. They said in Hausa, it means that I kill people too much. I was fighting, Sandra. They shot a woman and her daughter. I was trying to save her second child, Sandra. I was running. They shot me, Sandra. I was barely breathing. It paid the grace of God for me to survive.
No, I'm sorry. They shot you on purpose?
They shot me on purpose. They say I too they kill people. They said in Hausa,
I don't understand what that means. You too they kill people. What does that mean?
It means I kill Boko Haram too much, Sandra, because I was one of the best snipers, Sandra. I don't miss my shots. I'm a left-handed. I don't miss my shots. That's what they said. No morale, nothing. No pay. Sometimes. No pay, Sandra. We just fight. They need to investigate them, Sandra.
Did you retire did you retire?
Sandra, I resigned.
Okay.
I wrote a letter and I resigned. I don't want to do this job again. I don't want to serve the land again. I don't want.
Hmm.
It's really, really pathetic, Sandra, in that army. There's a lot of fraud things happening in the army, Sandra. I don't know. Seriously, they need to investigate the Nigerian army, Sandra. A lot of things. You see, when people are fighting, they're killing Boko Haram, Sandra, it's just somebody from nowhere will just shoot and just kill the best shooter there, just for him to die, because maybe they are gaining from there economically. For him to just die and to stop shooting people for there.
That's a very strong allegation. You're making very strong allegations.
It is true. They shot 2 of my friends. I will send you evidence. I follow you on Twitter. I will send you evidence. They shot 2 of my friends. They are dead now, Sandra. They shoot you, you will go. These people gain. I'm telling you.
Nigerians, I don't know if you heard him very well. They shot at him that he's buying Boko Haram members. They now spied 2 of his colleagues that they are killing Boko Haram members. So, guys, these are the people they said are fighting for Nigerians. This video is enough, to, I don't know if we were living in a sane country, the security chiefs will be investigated, even those of them that are no longer serving, because see, something is wrong in this country. So this man said he was one of the best snipers, that he can aim at anything. He fought to the point that he can hardly visit his home. His parents were thinking that he was gone. He was gone. But he dedicated his time, despite the poor payment, the poor feeding, the poor everything. Now his fellow military men, one of them shot at him. He almost died, but God helped him to survive. Why did they shoot at him? That he was spying Boko Haram members, that he should stop spying Boko Haram members. Now they now spy other 2 military men, because those 2 military men are spying Boko Haram members. So guys, I'm just feeling for anybody that is thinking that joining the military in Nigeria is another way of income, I think it's like now the shortest exit to eternity with all these things that we have seen. I can't believe that this kind of video will be circulating on the internet and no investigation will be launched. Have you not seen what is happening in Plateau State? There is hardly even a policeman on ground anytime these people are coming for attack. And they come in droves. They don't just, it's not 1 or 2 people. They come many. No intelligence gathering. Nothing. Now that the thing has died down now, before you know, next week now you hear that they've struck again. No intelligence will be gathered. I mean, the thing will just keep repeating. So you can see the compromise among our security agents. I was really, really so shocked when I listened to this guy's video. I was like, God, where are we? So the people who are sent to go fight Boko Haram, they are now the one buying their fellow soldiers that they should stop killing Boko Haram. So how are we going to end this war? The North is busy breeding just terror people. Now, you must have heard about the new terror group in the northern Nigeria. This one is called Mamuda. It's a new one. Just the name came out a few days ago. Another new terror group. So we are not talking about Fulani headsmen, not bandits, not Boko Haram, not ISWAP. There was Shakarawa? There was one that came out recently around Sokoto. This one now that came out is around North Central. That means we have maybe like 8 different terror groups, but I can count 6 now. As a Nigerian who does not have any intelligence background, but for people who know what's happening in Nigeria, don't be surprised we have up to 10. If me as an ordinary citizen could count 6 now, possibly we have up to 10 operating. So you can imagine what that means for Nigeria as a country. And Tinubu is sleeping on all this, He's sleeping on all this. He has gone to the UK from Paris. That's what we heard. And for them, it is no news, that people are buying. This is TJ Danjuma, the former army general, the retired army general. He has come out again. This is today's news, telling Nigerians, like I told you people before, defend yourself. The military is colluding. They collude against Nigerians. Don't wait for them to protect you. That's TJ. This is a former general. This is a military man that fought to the point of him being a general. So he's not saying what he does not know. He's saying Nigerians, don't wait for the military. They collude. So now link this video now to the one you just listened to, where that guy is saying that Boko Haram sympathizer, who is also a military man, shot at him to stop killing Boko Haram members. So what Danjuma is saying is just correct.
Former Chief of Army Staff, retired General Theophilus Danjuma, has once again asked citizens to rise up and defend themselves in the face of the unending security threats. General Danjuma insisted that government alone cannot protect everyone, and if Nigerians do not defend themselves, bandits and other criminal elements will overrun the country for their selfish interests. He was speaking at an event in Takum local government area of Taraba State.
I know we have a lot of problems, including security. As recently as 2 or 3 days ago, we've experienced kidnapping near Kashimila, and the threat of kidnapping will continue until we, every one of us, rise up and defend ourselves. It is quite clear the government alone cannot do it. I have warned very long time ago in a speech in Bukari, that our people must be prepared to defend themselves. That warning is as valid today as it was when I made it.
So you should be prepared to defend yourself. He's reiterating that point, that he's still making that statement that you should be prepared to defend yourself in Nigeria. Be prepared to defend yourself. Be prepared to defend yourself. So guys, a whole lot is happening in this country, and we don't have leaders who can really protect us. So lastly, this is the governor of Benue State. You can see they say, go, we don't need you here. Angry youth of Zaki Biam in Benue State rejects Governor Reverend Father Hyacinth Lomen's Elia delegate. So he sent a delegate to this community and they're asking them to go. They don't want them. You see this Reverend Father. Anyway, I don't like criticizing, religious leaders. I don't like talking about them. But for me, he's not standing up to the occasion. Unlike Governor Tom. Even if Governor Tom did not do any other thing, he spoke up. He was speaking. He was talking. He was calling out Buhari then. He was calling out the security agents. He was talking about how they are colluding. They almost, when they almost spied him. But he kept speaking. And at the end, he set up a security outfit that we go after these people. Now, this Reverend Father came in. That security outfit is no more functioning. And he just kept quiet. Ben, have you seen him? How many times have you seen him come out to talk about insecurity? He's an APC man. Whether it's a covenant they enter, I don't know. That when you belong to the APC, you don't say truth to power. You don't say what you are seeing. The party is supreme. The party supremacy is above every other thing. You don't criticize the government. You don't speak against the government. Now, see, they are begging Nigerians that Tinubu should complete 8 years, not on the basis of merit, but on the basis of is Tinubu's term. Allow Tinubu to complete 8 years. It's only in Nigeria you see this kind of things happening. It's only in Nigeria. So these Benue people are pursuing the delegates of the governor, telling them to go. They are not interested. This governor hardly visit IDP camps. Whether I even know they exist or not, nobody knows. It was only Autumn. You know, Autumn really did a good job in taking care of, at least to an extent, he really did well, you know, in taking care of people in IDP camps. But since this governor came in, we don't even know what has become of him. So this headline say, new terror group, Mahmuda, strikes again in Kwara community. So they are gradually entering Yoruba land. We were told that they are in the middle, in the north central. But now this one they specifically call Kwara. That's Kwara State. It means that they are close to Yoruba land, and you know what that means. Possibly they will soon invade the entire southeast. Now we were told that, you know, gradually, I don't even know, the North want to allow this terrorism to spread to everywhere. You know, recently, there was this statement made by a security joint outfit in Lagos. They said they've arrested more than 1,000 Boko Haram members in Lagos. And you know what that means? You know the implication of that. That means that these Boko Haram people, they are not just in the north. They've infiltrated everywhere. And we have a country where nobody is giving us intelligence. The DSS is not seeing anything again. They only use their intelligence gadget to track social media users and go and arrest them for abusing Tinubu. As for security, it does not concern them. You know, it does not concern them. So this guy made this video. He was criticizing the Nigerian army for graduating 309 Boko Haram fighters. You must have heard that Boko Haram fighters were granted amnesty. They went home with about 50,000 naira, bag of, is it rice, oil, and all those things. And people have been complaining, saying, upon all the soldiers that they fight, all the IDP camps that we have today as a result of insecurity, the federal government, the Tinubu's government, keep granting these people amnesty. People like nnamdi Kanu, them are being held and being charged for terrorism. But the people who committed the terrorism are being...
If you're a soldier, Nigerians, if you're a soldier, if you're a soldier, where they serve Nigeria, where they're in the Nigerian army as a soldier, this news, where they bring now, this particular news, supposed to make you resign as a soldier. Because if not me, I go resign. Personally, if this news come when I was still a soldier, I would have resigned. You know, because this news is very, very demoralizing. I love it. Very, very demoralizing. You don't understand, yeah? 390 BK boys, like BKH boys. BKH boys, 390, they graduate today in Gombe State. They graduate, like today in their graduation. The federal government, they tell us that these boys now don't be repentant Boko boys. Right now they are okay and they are good to go. So now they are going to be installed into our community. They're going to install them now to the community. Not just that to now come close, because this is where this story gets very interesting. Not just that these people will be studied into the community, into the society, free, go. No, the federal government gave them 50,000 naira each. 50,000 naira each. They give them one bag of rice. They give them oil. They give them bag of salt. Oh boy, to be bandit for this country, they pay. To be a bandit in Nigeria pays. Bro, you see, and you that is a soldier, see you they die, they murder you for nothing. They unalive you for nothing. But see them, when they unalive you, they get credit for unaliving you. This is what the federal government is telling these boys. You unalive these soldiers, you get credit for unaliving them. You buy them, we credit you for buying our soldiers. You understand? That is what the federal government is telling them. Buy our soldiers. They get 50,000 each for buying you as a soldier. They give them bag of rice each for buying you as a soldier. For unaliving you as a soldier, for murdering you as a soldier. Nigeria federal government is giving each and every one of them 1 bag of rice, 1 bag of salt, 1 bag of oil, 1 gallon of oil, and 50,000 each. Not just that, they even sew uniform for them free of charge. Their uniform is free of charge. They are all see them. We see them with uniform free of charge. You that is a soldier, you sew uniform from your own salary. Like your salary, you take from your salary to sew uniform. But this one, federal government sew uniform for them free of charge, and pay them for buying you. Nigeria is a scam. See, as a soldier in the Nigerian army, if this news not demoralize you, nothing will demoralize you again. Your government is crediting people that are buying you. They credit them for unaliving you. They give them bag of rice for taking your life. They give them bag of salt for taking your life. They give them bag of a gallon of oil for murdering you. Where is the morale? OCB, hey, federal government of bandits. Nigeria federal government is federal government of bandits. It pays to be a bandit in this country. Tell me why people will not go into banditry. Because you get compensated for taking somebody's life. Only in Nigeria, this one they happen. You know the story. For sake, federal government of Nigeria, for sake. And if you're on TikTok, don't forget, they're after these accounts. Follow my backup accounts. I don't tag them for this video.
Meanwhile, more federal government agencies such as the National Emergency Agency have joined in the fight through the non-kinetic approach.
At the point of their reintegration into the society, so the National Emergency Management Agency comes in and provides the necessary relief, which will serve as a support for them and their families before they are able to get a source of livelihood and then get properly settled in their various societies.
For the stakeholders, the country's non-kinetic approach is working and needs the support of all stakeholders to tackle issues of insurgency, banditry, and youth aggressiveness in the country. Chika,
Nigerians, you see what is happening? You see, they sew uniform for them. They are well kitted. So, guys, you heard what that guy said, that this is enough to demoralize the Nigerian military, those who are working hard to secure this country. That you saw people that you fought with face to face. They pied your fellow military men. Some of these military, I don't know if you've watched any clip or video that contain those of them in the hospital. Some of them, their legs have been amputated or their hands amputated. They are walking on crutches. They are either their sides, bullet enter their eye, or you've not seen Nigerian military men that have been disfigured because of these Boko Haram members. See how they are being celebrated. They are, oh God, it pays more to really be a criminal in Nigeria. Now you can see it. Now they are well kitted. They are going to be given 50K to go home, while the Nigerian military men will lament that they are not being fed well. But these people are going to get 50K, get bag of rice, get oil, get other things to go and start up their life, new life. They will be reintroduced back to the society. And tomorrow now you will hear that some of them went back again to fight for Boko Haram. So we don't have a country, you know. We don't have a country. And this is one of the reasons why Nigerians must speak up. We must speak up. And people that will still vote for Tinubu based on his Emilokon, my tribe, that's the biggest problem we have in this country. Just looking at what is happening, look at the Southeast. Once they suspect that you're an IPOB member, they will pick you up, tell you that the IPOB has been proscribed as a terrorist organization, so any sympathizer must be arrested. You know, they will pick you up that you are a sympathizer of IPOB. And for that reason, they will lock you up. Not even lock you up in the Southeast. They will take you to Niger State and throw you into the jail there. Do you know how many IPOB members that cannot be accounted for? What is their crime? They want Biafra. But the people who are terrorizing Nigerians, buying people, burning down churches, mosques, we have seen Christians in the north whose heads were removed by these people. Now they are being celebrated. This is not the first time. You know, some months, just a few months ago, they pardoned about 800. Now, the governor of Kaduna came and said amnesty for bandits. They granted bandits amnesty, and they told us that they will be working with the federal government to rehabilitate them. That one was another news. Then we had the 800 and something Boko Haram people that were also pardoned and brought back to the society. Now, this is, I think this number is 309. It started from the time of Buhari. This is not the first time, it's not the second, it's not the third. So these are some of the things we are going to be seeing in this country because there is no leadership on ground. You know, Tinubu thinks this is how to end insecurity in Nigeria. Now, this is a northern lady who has come out to apologize to Jonathan for protesting against the Jonathan's government. So any right-thinking Nigerian now should actually be apologizing to Jonathan, especially those of them that took to the streets. What is it that Jonathan did that Tinubu has not done? At least with Jonathan, the economy was good. You were seeing results. What is Tinubu doing? The economy is not good. Nothing is working. Look at the roads. Tinubu is busy building the Lagos-Calabar coastal road. That because it has to do with his family managing, being part of the company that manages it. That's why he's channeling money. Anyway, you know, some of those things will stop now because with this Trump's administration, oil prices are crashing. They won't be seeing much money. Now, Nigeria economy is not diversified. They are still depending on oil. So you know what that is going to be, how life is going to be in Nigeria in the nearest future. So this person said, Halima Waziri apologizes to ex-president, dear former president, good luck, Jonathan. My name is Halima Waziri. I would like to use this medium to officially apologize to you for criticizing and condemning your administration in 2015 until after you left office. You know, she kept criticizing until Jonathan left office. Now she is apologizing. Oh, I think many other people really need to come out to apologize. And it's really so sad where we are, you know, it's really, really so sad where we are. I'm going to be.
So I would like you to clear, in fact, make sense of this to Nigerians because a lot of people are eager to know where we are heading to.
There is nothing to make sense of because there is no sense in all these things. There is no sense at all because the people that are doing this are well known. I have told you here that Tinubu is not a Nigerian president. He's a northern president. He wants to protect them and whatever they are doing. That's why he knows all this and he has not said a word. He knows all of them. Is that they are Fulani herdsmen. Even the northern leader, they are aware. So why not call them out? Why not punish them for what they are doing? Some people came here and told you how they brought the terrorists into this country. Were they prosecuted? Were they reprimanded? You know. So on what basis now will anybody come and be breaking it? It is the people you brought here. They said anybody who go to the bush to go and fetch firewood that is ants infested. Ants. Of all the firewood, you want to go and carry the one that is filled with ants. So will you be surprised if lizards come for a party in your compound? Because they are coming to feast on those ants. So what are you saying? We invited them here and nobody saw anything wrong with that. Oh. Up to today, the people that brought this nuisance to us, they have not called them out. So what does that tell you? We cannot make a mention name. We can't call out name. Meanwhile, we know them. We know them. The people that are doing all these things. We know them. They will know where they come from. Their ethnicity, their religion and all that. Even their origin. Yet, you have a president. Can one terrorist go to that place he is now and operate for 24 hours without being brought down? I mean, one. Not to talk of army of terrorists invading a country. We now have almost 4 of them operating in Nigeria. When he made that statement, it was only Boko Haram, which they created. Now we now have 4 of them coming in here because the ground is fertile. You know, the ground is so easy for them to operate.
So I would like you to.
Yeah, so they are taking advantage of poor leadership in Nigeria. You know, some of these terror groups, you know, some of them are coming from outside the country. And they know that in Nigeria, we are not serious with fighting against insecurity. So what they couldn't do in other countries, they come to Nigeria because they already have partners on ground. They will joined together to start all these terror groups and start collecting levies from people. From there, they start striking them and all that. You've seen the community in Kwara State, where the latest one, the latest terror group, they've already struck there, destroying houses and burning down so many things. In the other headline, they buy 15 vigilantes and others. This new terror group, not Boko Haram, this new terror group, there was a headline before this. They buy 15 vigilantes and other people that they buy. So we don't even know where to start. Is it the headers, the Fulani headers? Is it the bandits? Have you seen the new video from Tuji? Tuji operates within Zamfara Sokoto axis. He made a new video threatening Nigerian peace. Nobody has gone for him. The CDS was on an interview session. He said Tuji is operating from underground. So the military could not get him because he has his underground bunker. The only place they have strength is in the southeast. The same chief of defense staff was asked, why do you have so many checkpoints in the southeast? And he said it's because the southeast is more prone to attacks, while the north is breeding terrorists all over there. The Nigerian military is busy in the southeast mounting roadblocks, collecting money. Somebody told Tinubu to withdraw all the military he sent to River State and all the military in the southeast and send them to Borno State. That was after the Borno State governor came out to say that Boko Haram has taken over so many places in his state. So people were now telling Tinubu, you send so many military to Rivers, you leave military to be everywhere in the southeast. Withdraw them and send them because they have limited personnel to fight the battle in Borno State. So it will get to a point that Nigerian military is going to be lacking people in this fight, because now Nigerians are afraid to join the military and they've been going around the country begging Nigerians to join. People are scared. And with this kind of news that you just said, you watch the guy that said he was being shot because he was killing Boko Haram. So if you have sympathizers of Boko Haram inside the military, you know what that means. So if they don't address all these things, a time will come, Nigeria will not get people again to fight this battle because Nigerians are scared. Joining militaries like you, wanting to like buy yourself, you know. So guys, let's end it at this point. I want to honestly thank you for being here. Please support the channel, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you get all the updates that we have. If you've not watched, there's this video I posted on my channel before now, where Mr. Dele Farotimi was talking about all this buying of Nigerians. So I will urge you to go watch that video. Honestly, it's so loaded with information, and you need to watch it to see Mr. Dele Farotimi's perspective of what is happening in Nigeria. He also applauded Nnamdi Kanu. You know, he applauded Nnamdi Kanu for some of the things that Nnamdi Kanu said that is now obvious that they were truth. He said what Nnamdi Kanu said, there was no lie in it. Even though the way he was passing his message, he didn't support it. But now it's clear to Nigerians that what Nnamdi Kanu was saying is true. So you need to go and watch that video to also see what Mr. Dele Farotimi said in that video. But with this, I want to really thank you guys. And we just have to keep praying for this country. And come 2027, you have to take your position that you are going to participate directly, indirectly, in making sure that this APC party is, sent packing, because they cannot handle Nigeria. The level of hypocrisy, untruthfulness among them is not something Nigeria needs at this time. We need sincere people who are willing to help Nigeria to come out of all this mess. And that is why we all have to come together to put our hands together to make sure that no matter what the level, no matter how Tinubu plans to rig the 2027 election, it will not work. I mean, you know what happened in Lagos? They rig and got to the point that they couldn't rig. If they had given Peter Obi all the votes he got in Lagos, do you know, Tinubu would have been lost in shame, because the level of gap Peter Obi gave him was huge. But even though they kept adjusting, like they adjusted that of Rivers State, Lagos, they could not adjust further because Peter Obi won with so much margin that was beyond manipulation. So that's how this election for 2027 is going to be. And that's why we all have to put our hands on deck. Since they have already started advertising, making campaigns when Tinubu has not even completed 2 years, we cannot sit down and watch them. Let's also keep talking to ourselves now to position ourselves, because we cannot take this for the next 4 years again after Tinubu finishes this time. Know that many Nigerians are going to buy. You know, many people are already dying because of hunger. Many families cannot feed themselves. People are dying every day. So you can imagine if Tinubu has to stay for another 4 years, it means there won't be a country. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining. See you some other time. And bye.